are live.
Dude,
We're live. What?
We're live.
Hell
What?
yeah, dude.
We're
I've never been live.
I've never been live.
I've been alive for quite some time now. But
Whose terrible idea was it to go live?
It was my terrible
yeah,
idea
yeah,
to go live.
like-
You're
Um,
gonna get me. You're gonna get me fired from
I'm
my
gonna get
job.
you canceled.
You're gonna get me fired from my real life.
I'm probably going to get fired for this.
I'm gonna get everybody canceled. That is the goal. That is the goal of this podcast. We're gonna get everybody canceled.
This is actually my goal. If
None
it
of
gets
us
big
will
enough to
ever.
get
We
fired.
were never gonna work for SNL before, but now we're definitely fucking not. Huh?
It doesn't look like any of us are actually employed.
I mean, I'm not. I'm wearing sweatpants. Everybody's lucky I have actual
I'm
sole
dressed
shoes.
very nicely.
He's very
very
You're
much.
employed. You're
I'm
the only
actually, I actually have on the Circle K special right now.
All right, so just a couple of things. Just make sure you're talking into your mics. Like, keep them right up on your mouth.
Okay.
Why didn't you have? You know what? As my producer, I want you to have this conversation with our guests. I'm sorry,
should've.
guys. This is so unprofessional to
should've.
do it as we're live streaming.
No problem.
You should have had this conversation. You should have had this conversation before
Get to the mic. This is so
Before-
unprofessional.
we went live.
loud noises.
How dare you,
I'm not.
guys? I'm so sorry.
I'm not used to
I'm
this
so
kind of
sorry.
pressure, guys.
Yeah.
I'm out of my element. Clearly,
No, go ahead. Go ahead and continue.
I'm gonna.
sorry.
But welcome to the first live episode of Meat Sweats the podcast.
Ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
It's all gonna stay in. We're keeping it all in on the cut too. We're not gonna fucking lose any of that juicy Bill hating goodness that you all have come to love. With us today we have DeVonte Easby. Is it
Yes, sir.
Easby? Did I pronounce
Easby,
correctly?
yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And then Jess, whose last name I can't say, so I'm just not gonna. How do you say your last name?
Clotfelter.
Clotfelter. Make sure talking to the mic. I'm telling you, you got to be right on.
Clotfelter.
What is the
Clotfelter.
what is the
It's Swiss German.
Swiss German?
Yeah.
Jeez, the Swiss, they're scary people.
Are they?
The Swiss. Isn't it
Why
the,
are they?
was it the
Why are they
Swiss?
scary?
Or no, that
You
was
don't
the
really hear about
it was the
them.
Swedes. The Swiss are the neutral ones.
Why are the Swedes scary?
The Swedes are the eugenics people.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
really?
yeah. They had like a government-sponsored eugenics program.
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago, but
Come on.
the gene pool over there is still the same.
I mean,
like-
it's in the DNA, you know.
I mean, there's tens working at
Five
McDonald's in
base DNA.
fucking Sweden.
Listen,
Tens working at McDonald's.
that's my ancestry over there. Let's chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we're all perfect.
You're
with
lucky your
our
family-
beautiful eyes,
your
and
family.
gorgeously shaped beards. Sorry, the rest of you are fucking jealous.
You Nordic fucks.
Just deal with it.
You make good watch. Your people make good watches, though.
Great
The
watches.
The Swiss.
Nice. Great watches.
Very good Army
Fantastic.
knife. They've been doing great things for the world.
Yeah.
With us, as always, is Matt Walker.
Hey, look, it's me.
Matt told me before the podcast that he is going full enemy today.
You know what? Yeah, I just figured today's the day of my life where I just, let go of those last shreds of decency I was holding on to. Just take a full heel roll in life. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, dude.
I've been towing the line way too long, and it's my Joker moment. It's my Joker moment.
I understand.
I
understand.
This is where I start my crime
understand.
syndicate.
There you go.
And
You saw
just
it here first, folks.
yeah,
You can-
live for me. You know.
can
Fuck
catch-
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You can catch
Fuck
Matt
yeah.
dancing down the steps of the Chase building. later.
You should have seen it a year ago when I just suddenly started dancing out of nowhere, and it's just gotten more and more intense since then.
Honestly, I will say that Matt has progressively just started to throw little dance parties in public and
Yeah.
try to get people to move along with
Yeah.
him more
Like
and
a
more,
flash mob?
and it
Yeah.
still makes me uncomfortable.
It does.
I don't feel it. I don't feel the same rhythm in the world.
It's a very awkward thing if you're not feeling the
No,
moment.
I'm just like,
I
why
know.
are you dancing?
It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
And he just has this smile on his face, and
Yeah.
he tries to pull you into it,
Yeah,
and I
see, that's
don't want to
kinda
get
scary,
pulled
yeah.
in. It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
It's a power.
Especially as big as Matt is. Like,
power
it's,
game.
it's
It's,
disturbing.
I'm power gaming it. That's what I'm doing. I'm out here
Jeez.
playing power games, guys.
That's unprovoked dance off there.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know
Oh my
what?
God.
And it works.
We have our other co-host of the podcast, my cat Nails.
Guys, I want you to look at that cat Nails, and then I want you to look at Bill. And do you see any similarities between these two?
It's-
Because I noticed it earlier. I was looking at the cat. I was like, That cat is short and fat, just like that cat's dad.
and her eyes are a little too close together,
Yeah.
and a little retarded.
And you look,
A little retarded.
and you look like your
Little
dog too.
incesty.
I do look.
Holy
I
shit.
do
Which is-
look like my
which
dog.
is amazing.
Nails. Yeah, you
It's
guys.
it's a real weird one. I don't know. They say people look like their you start to look like your pets, or your pets start to look like you.
Yeah.
And then like they say people who've been together for a long time start to look like each other.
Yeah.
Have you heard that?
I've heard that.
I have not.
No, I don't think it. I don't know. Like I don't think my parents ever started to look like each other. I mean, they were together 30 years.
Okay.
Do you feel like your parents look like each other?
No.
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 Do you have any look?
I
like
feel like
parents?
this is another one of those fucking things that you've just made up.
It's
just
an old line.
No,
It's
I've
all-
actually heard this.
You've heard this?
I've
All
heard
right,
this, and
fine.
I
See, how
actually,
dare you.
I kind of
feel any
agree.
safer.
I kind of agree to an extent. I have in high school. I remember there was this couple, and they were together for like 6 years, and I'm like, you guys kind of look like brother and sister. Like it's kind of creepy. Like,
You had that couple in high school?
yeah,
I swear to God, that couple exists at every high school where they look like they're related.
A brother and sister couple?
They look
Yes.
like a brother and
Huh.
sister, and you're just like, why the fuck are you two together? You look
Right.
like,
My school was too small.
What are
for
you
that.
doing?
We had like 25 people
okay, that's really small.
Yeah.
Where the
Yeah,
fuck did you grow up?
in the middle of Illinois.
Middle Illinois.
Yeah.
What town? What's the town?
Windsor.
Windsor, Illinois.
Yeah.
There's I grew up.
1200.
I grew up by Windsor, North Dakota, that had 120. What?
mic drop.
But yeah, that's fucking tiny.
Yeah.
How many people in your graduating class? 25.
25.
Oof. How many were in yours? You were in the you. Wait, no, you didn't have one. Sorry.
I didn't graduate, bro. I didn't graduate.
I know that. I know that.
I got told.
There was a roast. There was a roast.
I got told that if I really loved my leg vibration, I needed to drop out of school and start going to college.
God damn
There
it!
you
Isn't
go.
that scary as fuck?
Yeah.
Matt grew up in a cult. Did you guys know that?
It's scary.
Yeah,
as fuck.
I
know about
listened
Matt's
to
cult.
Yeah,
that
you
episode
talked about
where
that.
you talked about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
The cult stuff's
that's
like.
fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Like-
it's crazy.
So I've listened to a lot of Matt talking about the cult, and because I've listened to all that, when you hear about other religions and the way they recruit and the
Yeah.
things that they do to people, it's just like, oh fuck, they're all cults.
Everything's
Yeah.
a cult.
Yeah.
But then you do see it in like lines of business.
Systemically, yeah.
You-
The
Yeah.
Marine Corps, like, look at the military.
Oh my god.
Like-
Corporations are a cult.
Yeah,
That's one
Like-
reason I'm really glad you're here, is because you have an inside look at the military that's like super, super crazy.
Yeah.
Like you spent time at Camp David and everything, right? Like that was one of your posts.
Yeah.
That's fucking intense as shit.
Yeah.
Like waking up and you're like, you see the president with his morning wood, like fucking standing on a balcony, like, "What's up, everybody?
He would take-
I'm the fucking man."
hell
He
yeah.
would have, so this is President Obama, he would have tryouts for his basketball team at Camp David.
That's fucking intense.
Like, he took his shit seriously. Like, you had to try out for that.
That's terrible.
Yeah. You'd
You
be
would-
like walking around Camp David and he'd be like driving around on a golf cart.
Oh my
And you'd have to,
god.
like,
Dude,
hustle
Obama
real
was
quick.
just out there living his
So every
Space
time
Jam
the-
hoop dream.
I know, right? Like,
That
dude,
was dope, dude.
that would have been like if you played basketball, you're like, I'm playing ball with the president. I'm
Hell
on the
yeah,
president's
dude.
crew,
Like,
man. Like that'd
I
be
want to play with Obama more
that's
than I
big
do
leagues,
MJ.
right? Yeah, definitely. Because you know MJ is gonna be a dick about everything.
Definitely.
Like you
He's
score on
far
Michael
too
Jordan,
competitive.
he's gonna fucking like cut one of your family's fingers off.
Obama's gonna take me out for ice cream
Yeah.
afterwards.
Here's why I don't want to play basketball with Obama. I play hard. You know what I mean? I don't want to hack the president. Like, I don't want to put the president on the ground.
Right?
Like,
Who wants
that's
to be-
fucked
what
up.
happens after that?
I don't know. That's
what
the
if
thing.
you
I
don't
don't,
get deported?
I don't want to
Too late
find
to get
out.
deported.
What happens after that is Secret Service comes out and puts two in your head, and then they
We
take
don't
you
see
off.
each other again.
That's it. It was like,
Bye.
where'd Matt
Yeah.
go? And I was like, I don't know.
Matt's been doing business in Sweden for the past 30 years, and no one's heard from him.
Move back to Sweden. Move back to Denmark with his other Nordic folk. And then and not to like completely switch gears here, but
Well, that's what you did. You
I'm a gear
completely-
changer,
you
man.
ruined
I was
the
watching
fun.
dude.
Ken
Fuck
Block
it.
earlier.
We were having fun.
He
and
was
you're just
driving
like,
stuff.
Whatever.
I love watching Ken Block videos. Like it's just my favorite.
You know
because-
what? You really have gotten me addicted to them too. And I sent we watched that Climb Cano one.
Yeah.
Where he's riding that Ford, and my boys are like Chevy is God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's their thing.
They're wrong, but that's okay.
That's their thing. That's what they've decided. So I sent them that video, and they watched it. I was like, "That's a pretty cool Ford, isn't it?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool."
It's like a 71 Ford pickup that's got like a 900 horsepower engine in it.
It's insane.
Like just the most modern like running gear that you could have, but it's like
Goodness.
slammed and a roll cage in it. And they
On
just
a
make
71.
they make what I love, like the most intense moments about like racing and stuff. They make it like a lot of fun. Anyway,
yeah.
switching away from plugging Ken Block to plugging something else.
That's what she said.
We have
Nice one. Put her there.
we have the Christmas roast, not Yo Mama's Christmas roast.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about this show.
I'm
This
so
is
stoked.
this is your first show ever.
Dude, the
This-
way this shit came together, bro.
Like, all right, so take us through it. Like, how, like, did the venue approach you? Because I know you go to the lounge every week. Like,
Damn near
you,
religiously.
Religiously.
Yeah.
You are the lounge's like unsung like
mascot.
mascot.
Yeah. Like,
You're
I will
constantly
take
there.
that role.
Well, you guys live like right there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's perfect.
yeah, we
And
were
honestly,
always there.
as a young comic, having a room to just
yeah.
constantly go up in, real close to you, it's huge. Like,
Yeah. Definitely.
a lot of my favorite shows that are now dead were those mics for me when I
Right.
was like Dos Gringos has now been defunct. Rest in peace. Joe Kimmel ran that thing for like fucking 8 years or something like that. It
Damn.
was forever. And that was like in my neighborhood and the mic I hit. So like your local mic is so important, and it's
Yeah.
really cool to see the lounge has always been a booked room, and now
Yeah.
you're putting a book show into a booked
It's
room
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
as your first show. That's dope as fuck.
Yeah. Dude, it feels awesome. Like it feels amazing. Like the idea that we had, we were just like sitting back and thinking about it, and like I haven't heard about, any holiday specific shows or anything like that. And we're like, well, fuck it. Why don't we just like try and throw something together? And if like it doesn't work, then fuck it wasn't meant to be. But if the shit comes together, then we might be on to something.
So did you approach the lounge, or how did
I
that work?
approached you guys first. I approached because I had a dream team of comics. Believe it or not, bro,
Seriously?
like dead ass. I wrote down like 10 comics. It was like from 6 to 10 comics, and I was like, these are the 10 that I definitely want on the show, like regardless of anything else. And then anybody else I would definitely want, but not as much, And then I contacted everyone. And I didn't tell any of you guys who else was on the show.
No, you didn't.
and fucking everybody was like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah. Like, I'll do it. I'm excited about it. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? This is intense. And this is 3 weeks before the show date. So, like, this is only like 2 weeks ago
Perfect.
that, like,
That's
I
the way
asked you
every.
guys.
That's the way every comedy show.
Right.
We talked ourselves out of it.
Dude,
at
it was
first.
so
we
organic,
talked ourselves
yeah.
out of it at first, and then by the time we decided, like, fuck it, let's do it. It was like 3 weeks until, and that's when because we checked out several places for a location, and then we approached Matt and Chris at the lounge, and
They're good dudes over there.
Yeah.
Like,
Great dudes.
they're all about getting a show in there that they have to do the least amount of work to produce. Like, if
Matt
you've
was
ever
like-
met Matt Broom, like, that's Matt Broom's
Matt
MO.
was like, this will be a Christmas present. Like,
That is
and
exactly-
I'm like, oh, I can
Yeah.
do the work then?
Yeah.
Like, thank you.
Broom doesn't have to host one Wednesday. Like that's
Exactly.
Yeah,
that
but
is his Christmas
I
present.
still appreciated it, yeah.
No, it's great. Like honestly, it's perfect. I can't wait for it. You have people roasting, and are they roasting each other? They're roasting Christmas. Like,
Yeah. Now, the idea of it is there's going to be 2 roasts. So we'll have the elves roasting the elves, and that's going to be Cam and Alice. And then we have Santa versus Mrs. Claus, and that's going to be David Kays and Celia Contreras. And, yeah.
Oh, I cannot
that's-
wait for
It's
that.
going to be
Gnarly,
a
like-
magnificent roast. It's going to be a magnificent roast.
Honestly, Alice versus Cam. I'm sorry, Cam. You don't know what
Dude.
kind of fucking heat
Oh my
is
gosh,
coming.
I don't think he knows.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
The
don't know,
excitement
man.
that I
Cam's good.
saw in Alice's eyes whenever I told her that she was probably going to be roasting Cam.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Cam in that moment. Like he might not want to do comedy after
She gonna get
this night.
you.
Yeah,
She gonna
she's
get
gonna
you.
get him, dude. But
I wish I
it's
could
gonna be
roast.
awesome.
Alice used to come over to my house.
Yeah.
When I lived in Mesa, our original stew-partment for me. The
Stew-partment,
stew-partment.
A lot of shenanigans went down in
A lot
the
of
stew bar.
shenanigans. We produced a couple really, really weird shows in that apartment.
Yeah.
It was a great place. But Alice used to come over and like I would always get booked on roasts, and she would write the best roast jokes with like
That's dope.
just sitting down and writing jokes. She was the best. Roast wise, and I was like, you need to just continue to fucking
Dude,
do
she's top
roasts.
notch.
And now she does Burnout, which
Yeah.
is her like own roast show, and she's trying to put something together for that. And it's
Yeah.
just cool to see someone like really hook into what they're
Yeah.
what they're really good at. And she really did that. So it's awesome to see her on this show.
For sure.
And
sure.
then Kay's versus fucking Celia.
Yeah.
Like we've had both David and Celia on the podcast, and David Kays is the only person who we used to have people carve in our old podcast table before we switched it up to the sleek new modern design.
Oh, nice.
And he wrote "fuck David Kays" on the table. Nobody else like put their name down or anything. It was
David
just,
Kays is one of my favorite people of all time.
yeah.
He's
100%.
fucking amazing.
The things that I've seen him do have just been the funniest shit I've ever seen anybody ever do.
One of my favorite David Kays stories doesn't come from stage. It comes from sitting outside of Highside, and Highside's in the same neighborhood as the lounge.
Yeah.
It's right
Yeah.
down the street. There's some crazy motherfuckers that walk around that area. Like
For
for
sure.
as nice as the lounge is, it's like this diamond in the rough of Sunny
Yeah.
Slope.
Yeah, definitely.
There's this guy walking down the street, and then there's another guy coming the other way on like a BMX bike, and the dude on the bike says something to the dude walking. Dude walking takes a gun out of his pants, and like the fucking dude on the bike just literally veers into oncoming traffic off the sidewalk, and he's just like fucking nope.
Fuck it.
So the dude who's walking like sees us all outside. We all watch this. There's like 10 comics in front of Highside. They had a show,
Right.
and we all see this, and they're like, "Fucking nope," and walk inside, like just kind of casually. There wasn't a sprint for the door because he was like a little bit away.
Yeah.
Wasn't a mass shooter, just
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kays stays. Kays fucking just sits out there because David, for as lovable of a boy as he is, he's got a bit of a death wish every once in a while.
Yeah.
He sits out there. This dude walks up, and Dave can see the gun, and the gun doesn't have a clip in it. So Dave's like, fuck this guy."
Jesus.
And the guy asks him for $1, and Dave goes, "Fucking no." The guy just walks away.
Just brandishing a gun the entire time.
But just that. It's just like, don't always be afraid of somebody.
Yeah.
Like, they might just be full of shit.
This, yeah.
But then again, like, you
Is
should
that
probably.
what you took away from that?
That's what I took away. There's not always a clip in that gun.
Always check the gun.
Yeah.
Is the lesson of the
Somebody.
story here.
It's the wrong message. The message you should take away from that is don't go to Sunny Slope anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody
That's
does
the
crime
message.
like I do live streaming.
But go to this show and
they
say,
forget
definitely-
something really
Go to the
important.
show.
Definitely
Go to
this
the
show
show.
that's going to be in Sunny Slope. Go to that.
Yeah,
I
definitely
think-
go to this show. Then
Don't otherwise.
maybe
don't
get
go.
maybe get a armored car to deliver you there.
There you go. Yeah.
It's
Take
gonna
a
be
use.
worth it though. I'm
But
really
definitely,
excited.
definitely come through, man. I mean, I'm so amazed at like this lineup and how excited everybody is to be a part of it. It's like it's blowing me out of the water. Like
It
one
just
of the
feels
guys,
fun.
it does. One of the guys I'm really excited about. I hope he sees this. Is the first guy we got up is Trevor Mishko. I know that's not how he says his last name.
Is it Misho? It's Misho.
Misho,
Yeah.
Mishko, whatever the fuck it is, whatever it may be.
That's an
Yeah.
unfortunate name for comedy.
Yeah, The kid's funny. Like
Trevor
the kid is
Michaud?
fucking funny.
I
Yeah.
haven't. I think I've seen Trevor maybe 1 or 2 times. I haven't seen him a bunch, but I mean, he's definitely like. I'm glad you're excited to have him on the lineup. I haven't seen him that much.
Super consistent.
Yeah, he's pretty consistent.
I know Shelby Gonzalez does well.
Oh,
yeah.
I know Bubba McComb does really well. We had Bubba on the podcast. I love Bubba. Rob Maybe fucking just got off of being on Revolt TV.
Dude, yeah, hell yeah.
Like, I fucking have known Rob since I started comedy. Like,
Yeah.
because Rob is like everybody's dad in comedy, where
Yeah.
he's just fucking at your first mic somehow.
That's true as fuck.
Like
yeah.
somehow Rob Mavy's fucking there in the corner drinking a Bud Light.
Back to health after your fall. Yeah.
I
No, he
remember
does. He
your
comes
first
up to you.
mic.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, hey, dude, it gets better. Like, just keep plugging away at it. And you're like, okay, thanks, sir.
When Rob Maybe came up to me after my first set, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I was like, fuck you, dude. I didn't say that in my head. I was much nicer.
Yeah.
I've grown to like Rob.
Rob's a fucking real lovable piece of trash.
He is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love Rob. I love Rob to death.
I love Rob. Shout out to Rob. I love
Big
you, Rob.
shout out to Rob. And then we got Mikey Enders.
Yeah.
Closing it out.
Mikey Enders.
Bro.
Mikey Millions.
Bro.
Young
Bro.
girl.
Bro.
Somewhere
Bro,
over the
let me-
rainbow,
Bro, let me close it out, bro. Bro, let me close it out.
Mike Enders calls me
Bro.
no less than 7-8 times a week.
Yeah.
Bro.
Like,
Beautiful.
couple times a day, never answer. Because it's just always the same
Bro,
conversation.
pick up, bro.
It's always
Bill,
the same.
bro.
It's always
Bro,
the same.
Bill. Bro. Pick up, bro.
It's
Bro.
always Mike on the other end. Like,
Oh my god.
yo, dude, I called this girl so I could jerk off. Like, I just can't jerk off without hearing somebody's voice on the other end of the phone. I'm like, yo, call Love Lines or some shit. Don't call me. Are you jerking off right now? Like, what the fuck is
You
that?
know
What
he
did you
is.
call me for?
You know he is.
Watch the
Dog, bro.
podcast.
Bro, dog. Bro.
He wants
so
to be
hard
known
right
as
now, bro.
Young Girth.
Younger.
Bro.
I will never call him that ever.
I'm not calling him
I'm
Young
not
Girth.
calling him. I'm gonna call it.
Doesn't feel Christian.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't feel Christian.
And I don't believe that it's girthy. I really don't. I would need
I-
evidence.
This one out.
I mean,
You want to
if
be
we're being
referred to as young
100%
girth.
honest
You
here.
better prove the girth. I want to see a fucking circumference reading on that thing.
How are you going to get that?
I mean, I'll take it. I have a micrometer.
You have a micrometer?
I do.
You have a micrometer? Do you? You have a micrometer?
You've got one?
Yeah.
Do you have
Fucking
to?
liar.
So,
I do.
so you're gonna.
Fucking liar.
All right. I have a vernier caliper. I'm
So you're
sorry.
gonna take his dick
Not
out
as-
and you're
yeah,
gonna
just
you're gonna
put
hold it.
Put it on the caliper.
Yeah, you're gonna get it hard.
You
want
want to
first?
Well, I mean, I'll have a. We can
No,
have a
listen.
fluffer.
You're so
even
you're
science,
so
bro?
certain about this.
I mean,
You're so
yeah.
certain about this. I
mean,
just
if
want to
you
know.
if you want me to refer
No.
to you as that, you
Yeah.
gotta throw down some evidence.
So if he wants to be known as Young Girth, let it be known right now that he has to come over to Bill Laskowski's house.
I mean, we could do
pull
it. In
out
the
his
parking.
penis.
We can do it in the
drop trowel.
parking lot
Okay.
at the
Whip
show.
your dick out.
Yeah, Bill's got to see it.
We can do it
Bill's
in the
got
parking lot at the
his
show. It can be
micrometer.
I
like.
object.
Bill's gonna see.
You
You
object?
object?
Let the record reflect. I don't want to be any part.
Well, we could put a,
Oh yeah,
we
that's-
could put a, we could
you
put a
don't.
tent
I mean,
up.
you don't have to
know?
look at it. I mean,
We could
Bill's
do it like the UFC where they have one of those like
Bill's
those
gonna-
hula hoop towels.
Bill's gonna either confirm or deny if he should be known as Young Girth.
I will. Not everybody has to see it. Just me. Just
But
me.
what
There
does
you go.
Young Girth imply?
Um.
If you're
And
talking
when
about
does it stop
Young
being
Girth,
young?
yeah,
When does it
yeah.
stop being young? At what
Yeah,
age
yeah.
do we drop?
What?
the
Yeah.
young?
What age is it?
'Cause then it
Just.
just
What
gets
is? Is
odd.
it just? Is it just lumpy?
I think if you're
What if
going,
it's just
I think
girth?
if you're going
It's
bald,
just girth.
maybe
Yeah.
you can't refer to
You
yourself
can't be
as
young
young
girth
anything.
if you're going bald,
Oh,
Mike
shit,
Enders.
That's fair.
I don't
That's
know.
fair.
I don't know.
That's a
I'm
At
not.
what
Right.
age does male
I'm
pattern
not-
baldness begin?
I'm
you know
not
what?
trying
I'm
to start
pretty sure I
beef.
saw
I was
some
gonna say
gray
Adeline's
hairs
have
in
been
his
drawn.
beard. His beard was going a little gray
He's
last
younger
time
than
I
me.
saw. I mean,
So
he's not.
he's being questioned
He's
on this
living a
Younger
young.
than
hard-
us?
Yes.
No.
he's living a harder life.
Question on the young part. He's questioning on the girth part. I mean, maybe,
How old is Mike? 28?
I think
107.
Mike's 28. I want to say
he
he's in
28?
the 28 neighborhood.
Oh,
I thought he was much older than that.
me.
No, well, he looks it.
I thought he was
But-
older than me.
He does. Look it. Yeah.
Shout out to Mike Enders.
Love you,
Yeah.
Mike.
Fucking-
Mike, honestly,
Fucking
we
shit. We just got
love you to
roasted.
fucking pieces.
We
dude.
just got roasted,
the only
bro.
guy to come on this podcast and run bits at us. Like,
Yeah.
he would just start going into material when he was on the pod, and we were just like, fuck it, this is why we don't have you.
I can't even
No,
have
that
a
was
regular
fun. We had to-
conversation
yeah.
with Mike.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
nobody
Because,
can.
like, in the middle
Sorry
of me
about
talking,
the
he'll start
camera
running a bit on
there.
me.
The dog does not know how to walk through wires.
The
We got a
dog drink
menagerie
something?
in this motherfucker right here.
A menagerie? What's a menagerie?
It's
Menagerie
like
is like
an
a
animal collection.
See?
Live animal. Good job, Bill.
Buddy.
Hell yeah.
So
Buddy.
goddamn intelligent.
why
so
do you have to
sophisticated.
fucking
Full heel turn, buddy.
come on?
Full heel turn.
This
I
is
told
no
you.
different than any other podcast.
I told you. Well, this is going to be how I am all the time, everywhere with everyone.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
that's not.
Sassy Matt, is that where we're getting
Sassy
like
Matt,
all
yeah.
2020?
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love
Sassy-
it, dude.
Sassy
Fuck
bar
yeah, I
dad.
love it.
Sassy bar
I
dad
Sassy
now.
bar
love it.
dad, yeah,
Sassy
yeah.
Matty, fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Sassy
MAGA
Matty.
hat wearing bar dad now.
It just all the things that go on in my head, I'm just going to question them all out loud.
Spew
now.
'em out.
I'm going to be
Fuck
like,
it, dude.
no, that's a dumb thing. You should stop doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
No
I'm just going to say
There
it.
you go.
I'm just going to be
good.
real.
That's good.
That's
I
great.
feel like the real people in my life are the ones I truly care about
There you go.
because
Yeah.
they're telling me when I'm dumb.
Oh,
and
and that must be why you love me so much.
yeah, Matt tells it a lot, quite a bit.
Be like, bro. Although you tell me when I'm being dumb too, so it's a fair.
Oh, you got some real dumb.
Listen.
real dumbness.
You listen, we all know I'm a fucking idiot.
I set Matt. I can set Matt up to have like just a life altering problem if I want to.
Yeah,
When I want to.
yeah.
Just
he knows,
remember that.
He
I
knows
know how to do it.
He knows.
Wow.
He knows.
What
he
are
knows.
friends
He
for?
knows how to
Huh?
manipulate me.
That's-
He
That's
knows. He knows how to
That's what
steer
friends
me.
are for,
Yeah.
is manipulating
Yeah.
you into
Absolutely,
doing
100%.
into fucking people that you shouldn't probably fuck.
Yeah. Stop it. Stop it now. Stop it.
I will.
How dare you?
Keep going.
Yeah. Now
I had to bring him out.
Oh shit!
this is beautiful.
Fucking
This
Merry
is
Christmas.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas
fucking
indeed.
Christmas,
Merry
guys.
fucking
Are you guys
Christmas.
big on Christmas? Do you have good big Christmases as children?
As
Like,
kids,
yeah.
yeah. As kids, it was dope, and as an adult, it just sucks.
It's hard
Yeah.
because
It
you've got to put the
sucks.
effort in.
Yeah.
I
And,
agree.
and then it's like, why would for what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Fuck
All this
Christmas.
effort
So I
for
can
one
cry
day.
into a
I'm
lean
too
cuisine
tired. I
on
work
December
a lot.
25th. I'll
Like, I don't
pass.
wanna do
No,
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'm good.
I like without family around, I like to hide during Christmas. Like I don't like to go do
Man,
anything.
That was me last year. It was rough.
Hiding is just the way to do it. Sometimes you need to hide during the holidays.
Yep.
This year I can't. I'm not drinking during the holidays, which has been my typical
Awesome.
MO.
Yeah.
Is to just get hammered for a solid week. So I'm not doing that this year.
Good for you, man.
It'll be really interesting. But we had like
Are you sure you're not doing that?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm still sober, motherfucker. Brian Kearley's got to get his ass in that basement because I am sober
true.
as fuck.
It's true. He does.
How long
well,
has it been for you?
It's been since May 30th.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
been a minute.
awesome.
Been a
Wow.
minute.
You got so much further to go.
Yep.
But dude,
Full
it'll,
deal, baby.
no, it'll come so fast. I stopped like this time last year.
Did you really?
Yeah. It
That
was,
was-
right. It was the first week of January. It was right after I did shrooms for the first time.
And
And I
shrooms were,
honestly feel like that. I mean, it
shrooms
like,
were like I need to
it
quit
like
drinking.
released me from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
Shrooms do that. Like I tripped real hard a little while ago, and that's why I quit. Like I've recently quit smoking, but that was like my kind of parenthesis to
Yeah.
quitting smoking was like tripping, and then I had a cigarette while I was tripping, and I was just
That's
like,
just
"Oh,
awful.
this is so bad. This
Yeah.
hurts me. I can feel it hurting me," and just like that heightened sense of
So
self.
many lessons to be learned.
Oh, dude, I have a 1.5 gram dose of good psilocybin mushrooms. Just that amount with someone you love and trust, and
Yeah.
say goodbye to a lot of bad shit in your life. Or you could be like Matt and
Did you not have a good experience?
No.
Nay.
Was it like a bad okay. Okay. All right.
Maddie went to hell.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh, for sure.
we ate an eighth.
Yeah.
Fair, like to be fair,
Did
we
you
ate
not?
an eighth.
Did you not feel any like lesson or like any? Did you not get anything?
Took a couple
from
days.
It? Oh yeah.
Yeah. No,
I
af-
couldn't
after-
talk about mine for like a
af-
full month, like 4 weeks.
After a couple days, like the next day, I still felt very, very, very traumatized.
Yeah.
Just to be like, that's like the
Yeah.
best way to describe it. Because like every negative feeling I had for like the last 6 months that I just been dealing with just a bunch of shit just right after one after another and kind of just keep going. It all hit at the same time. And I dealt with that for quite a while.
He laid in rocks.
Yeah, I laid in rocks
He
for
laid
a
in.
while.
I went and checked on him. I was like, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah.
You were supervising?
Well, no, I was.
No.
I was tripping my fancy little dick off.
And I wanted
Yeah.
to, like, there was other people, and I wanted to just get away from everybody because I didn't want to
Yeah.
bring anybody else down.
No,
'cause I
he,
knew
and then
I
he
was,
like,
very,
at one point he was. You could tell when he started like really having a bad time. Is he was going? He was. We were all in the pool, and highly recommend tripping in a pool.
yeah.
You can do so much fun underwater karate without anybody. But Matt just started like moving around the pool. Like he looked like like a human bobber, like a fishing
Okay.
bobber.
Yeah.
And his nose and eyes were above the water,
Oh,
and
just
he was just like kind of circling the pool with the
Yeah.
rest of his body submerged in a little ball.
Wow.
And I was just like, "Oh, you're not. You're just kind of
Yeah.
okay."
Yeah. Did not have a good time. Took a couple days, but then I was like, I did feel immensely relieved.
Yeah. That's
I was like, okay, I've already experienced like the worst possibility. You know what I mean? Like I've already experienced like all the worst emotions that would be tied to any of these things going as horribly as they feel they. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Like I've already felt it, so it's like, all right, I can just deal with it now.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I
Yeah.
can move on, and it actually was very helpful.
good.
Having a bad trip is something that you need to have. Like, I mean,
I
if-
figured that's why they called it like the ego killer dose. I mean, I definitely
Yeah.
felt
Oh,
a
yeah.
good
yeah,
a good amount of being humbled. You know what I mean? So I think that's I think it's
depending
very
on your
important sometimes.
headspace going in, like that much will definitely
Yeah.
do some weird shit to you. If
And
you-
listen, I like to know the bounds too. I'd like to know like, oh, if I take that much, that could be a possibility of feeling that way. Again.
next time
You know
we
what I
do
mean?
it, we're doing a heroic dose, which
Which
is
is
5
what?
grams.
Fuck you.
Oh, dude,
You can go.
yeah,
You
let's do it.
fuck right off of that shit, man. I'll take a.
Have you ever
Just
done
a
mushrooms? You've
couple.
done mushrooms,
I
right?
have.
Yeah.
I have. It
Good
was-
experiences, bad experiences.
I just did it the one time, and it was like split down the middle. You know, like the first half was good,
Yeah.
but then it got bad, and it got just really, really, really extremely bad. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I should probably call my mom. I'm gonna die, bad. And I came down, and I was like, I'm never doing that again. And I made a couple apology phone calls. And
What made you feel like you were gonna die?
dude, I don't know. It was crazy. You remember the worm monster thing that was in the ground from Star Wars?
Yeah.
The Sarlacc.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like every time I closed my eyes, like I saw that, like I was falling
You just-
into that.
Oh, man.
And yeah, so I was like, okay, I don't want to like let myself fall into that.
Oh,
'cause
you
I don't
gotta
know
let
what's gonna
yourself fall
happen.
in.
No, no way.
That's see.
That's the point of the trip.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
hey.
surrender.
Oh wait, dude, I was
When
terrified.
you don't, that's when it that's when it gets bad. You
Yeah,
have to
dude.
be ready to let go for it.
Dude, I was
And just
terrified.
go on that
Fucking
ride.
terrified, man.
If it's a scary
I
ride,
was-
then
I
it's a
was
scary
sweating,
ride.
Man,
Let's do
I was
psilocybin
cold.
together, Billiam.
We should.
I tripped myself,
We
man. I was
definitely
scared.
should. Allegedly do
That was
psilocybin
scary.
together because
Yeah, I would never do it in real life.
yeah, never in
I
real
would
life.
never actually do it.
No,
I'm
no.
gonna log into
all-
Sims
it's
and
getting
do it.
it's getting decriminalized all over the place.
It is. It is.
Denver?
Oakland.
Yeah.
Fucking. Didn't a place in Michigan? Didn't. No, wasn't Michigan.
Denver.
Denver did.
Yep.
I think.
Denver.
Oh. Hey.
Rock out.
Jesus. That's probably a delivery. No,
No,
that's
someone's
just
opening
people
the door.
coming home.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice thing about having dogs is you'll never be surprised. Ever. Fucking ever.
Having your dog. I mean, your dog barks at.
He barks at literally everything, but it's only like a little warning bark. Like DJ,
But it's powerful though.
DJ has
Yeah.
got our other dog has a shrill,
bark.
like just
Elizabeth
deafening
Warren
bark. Oh
bark,
God.
Very shrill.
Oh,
Just Elizabeth Warren bark.
Yeah. She has a very, I love
Warren
her, but
bark.
she has a very shrill voice.
she does have a very shrill
And-
voice.
yeah.
I want her to be president. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna
It's
happen.
not gonna happen.
I wanted her to be president
This
in
impeachment
fucking
Why?
2016
is
because she's fucking smart. She's really fucking
She's-
smart.
Yeah.
Dude.
What? Explain her smartness.
I don't
to
know.
me.
She's a law professor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's a law professor. That's
Let her
I mean,
be.
what
Let her,
else?
let
You
her-
got to be smart to some degree to be a law professor,
She's.
right?
She's.
Right.
I
Yeah.
used to know why I liked her, and I don't anymore because I smoke marijuana. Like
That's fair.
Jess knows why I like her. Jess, tell her.
I feel you.
Tell him why I like
I
her.
have.
why does
I-
why does Bill
Well,
like
I
her?
can tell why I like her.
Why do you like her?
She is one of the first ones that came out with actual, like, policy suggestions. Like her policy, she has a medical policy in place that protects Black women during their pregnancy.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, well, women in general
Yeah.
have to deal with like not
Talking
being
to your
listened to medically,
Okay.
and Black women are the most at risk when it comes to like dying in pregnancy. So that was
Right.
one of her first initiatives. Obviously, she's for Medicare for all, which
Yeah.
I'm for, and like free college tuition, all the like social programs, very like progressive thinking,
Right.
funding Planned Parenthood.
Just good shit.
Yeah.
Good shit, Matt. Taking money away from the fucking military and putting it towards
That's a big one,
domestic
too.
fucking programs. God damn it. Yeah, fuck.
Listen, I was just asking. She had a much
It's a
better
fair
answer than you did.
question.
I mean, I like that you're hopping on her fucking coattails, so you seem like the good
I
guy
just feel
here.
like-
At least she had a
yeah.
fucking answer to it.
I feel you, bro.
Full heel.
Entire heat.
I-
No one else is gonna get me because Bernie wants to cancel all of the student loan debt.
Does
So,
he?
Yeah.
All right, well.
So he wins.
Are you for Bernie? Oh, I'm more for Bernie than I'm Bernie all
yeah,
the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have $500,000 in student debt that needs to go away, so then Papa can have a good night's sleep for the
Hell
first
yeah.
time in his entire life.
Let's do it. Yeah, I fuck with Bernie
Dad's
heavy.
exhausted.
Bernie 2020.
Dad's exhausted.
I've changed my opinion.
Bernie has been like largely unproblematic from the beginning, and he's like one of the only ones who has walked the walk
Well,
from
here's
the very
here's
beginning.
Bernie's problem. Everybody, people that are uneducated, such as myself, say that Bernie Sanders is a communist, which they don't really even know what that word means.
I was gonna, even if he was, so what? Tell me how that is.
Socialism,
worse
socialism,
than
in
capitalism.
socialism in its purest form is a really just it's a great form of governance, but it's ripe for corruption. Same way capitalism is really.
Exactly.
The current issue, though, is that whatever. I'm not gonna talk politics. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
Do
I'm
it.
gonna
You're
stop
smart,
myself.
Dad.
I'm gonna
Do
stop
it.
myself.
Fuck-
No.
fuck
Okay.
around.
Okay. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no. That's the argument, and that's what they make you think is bad about it, and they point to like socialist countries, which are actually have been run like as dictatorships for a very long time.
Exactly.
And there's an issue in that. But like we're already taking care of corporations. We're already not taxing these corporations. We're already doing all these things where
I
it's like
preach
Bernie's
on that all
Bernie's
the time
thing is
with
just
this
like
corporate welfare.
we just charge them a little bit of a tax for just doing business, and like he harps on Walmart, he harps on Amazon, he harps on Disney,
Netflix, like,
he
all
harps on
these-
all these countries in which they get these people, like Walmart gets these people, pays the minimum wage, and then they're all going to the government. And they're getting subsidies from the government to actually survive.
And
for
subsidies
for
is welfare. For people that
Yeah.
don't know, like
No,
people
that's
hear
paid
subsidies
for.
and think that it's different. It's welfare, period. And
So
there's a large
that's-
demographic that wants to politicize the word welfare.
That's fine,
I
and that's
digress.
but what that does is the government has to then pay people
Exactly.
to work at Walmart.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
and so
I,
it's
I know that.
that's
whole
where-
issue-
that's where the
Yeah.
money's going, and money should be going. It should be going to like poor neighborhoods. There's a lot of very, very urban neighborhoods that need money, and there's a lot of very poor white trash fucking neighborhoods in the mountains that need fucking
They should
like.
still pay
There's like all these
taxes.
different there's all these different social problems, and this is where like people like Bernie and I think probably Elizabeth Warren talks about it as well. there's all Marianne Williamson talks about it like crazy. She's talking about the reparations and like a way in which you can actually do the reparations. But it's taking care of these towns where all these social problems come from, which are very poor towns on every side of every part of it. It's extreme poverty, then creates all these crazy issues. Whereas if like we start taking care of those things through the money that we give to the government, it's like if we're not going to have a government, then let's just not have a fucking government and we can keep our money and we can figure out how to do shit that way. But if we're going to have it, if we're going to spend this money, let's not give it to people who are fucking multi-gazillion ridiculous billionaires, which is the thing that Trump has done is he came into office and what he did is he pulled all these heads of business into the fucking departments that have been governing these heads of business and they fucking they cut all of these protections so these companies could just make more money. They've cut all these environmental protections. That's what Trump did. He got into office. He brought all these heads of business into office. Everything that's been going on in that side of the government has been corporate America running the government and slashing all this shit so they can make more money.
But it's your fault for wanting a straw at a restaurant. Like that's what they have us brainwashed against each other.
And then that's the whole thing about
like
they push the recycling and they push like I have to be more conscious as like a consumer. It's like we don't have any water in California because the Nestle fucking plant puts it all in water bottles and sells it. You know what I mean? It's like there's water bottles everywhere because they fucking make them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Dam the Colorado River
like
or whatever.
They're fucking dumping chemicals all over the fucking place. So it's like, don't tell me I have to be more responsible.
Oh my God.
Anyways.
That was Politics with Pop Pop, our newest segment on Meat Sweats.
Hell yeah.
And honestly, like, no, Matt's got a good breakdown on it, and it's like listening to your dad, and I love when he tells me stuff because I don't pay attention, surely for the reason, like, the entire time he was talking about that, my blood pressure's going up, and I'm getting enraged, and I just can't, I'm an adult who just can't handle the anger of understanding just the gravity of how everybody keeps fucking everybody. And it's this whole cyclical thing where people just keep fucking other people and then they wonder why people don't operate above the above
because
the
we're
law
put into
or
a
at the law.
system where it's not conducive to operate within those rules.
No, it's not conducive to operate within the confines of the law in some areas.
No, not at all.
And it's just like the fact that corporations get a pass to operate outside that law, but then like a small business person doesn't.
Are we talking rebellion right now?
Oh,
Are we talking about
fucking anarchy?
Let's do
Damn it. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
What do you hate?
Just all the intertwined web of bullshit that.
Yeah, no, that's why it's very important that people actually like.
You should have it.
You should actually go vote.
You should go vote.
I didn't believe this. Like, I grew up. I was very. I got a political science degree and was very like jaded. After that, and I didn't believe that any of it mattered. And then like a bunch of things that I cared about didn't happen in the last election, and I was like, I can't really. I don't have any. I can't sit and bitch about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if I didn't do anything about it,
elections,
if I didn't try to do anything about it, then I don't have it.
I feel like it like. If you set up like my roommates do absentee, and they get all their ballots sent.
Oh yeah, no, it's very easy.
And it's like, if you can get that set up, it is the easiest fucking thing to do. It's easier. It's like you just get mail, fucking fill it out, and put it back in the mail. Like, just do that, like, and make it easy on yourself to vote, and then don't have an excuse.
I love how like you like whenever any kind of topic gets brought up, you really just get on a soapbox about it.
He cares. I love it.
I need to get on a soapbox because I'm fucking short.
Just about anything though, you really just do.
Yeah, well,
it's adorable. It's a beautiful thing.
I like soapboxing.
I love it.
It's adorable.
I like getting on my soapbox about stuff, guys. It's just a part of me. It's a part of being Bill. Again, December 18th, this Wednesday, at the Lounge in Phoenix. I'm I'm so happy we had you both on here. This was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
thanks for coming.
much.
I hope
This
this
is
riveting political talk
I-
pushes ticket sales to your show and that many people show up.
I honestly, I knew it would go that way because Jess is super politically minded. Like I love following you and follow Jess on Instagram
Oh,
at
thank you.
bay.franklin.
Faye Franklin, yeah.
And it's she has a lot of good, interesting stuff that makes you think about the state of the world. So that's always fun to look at. And then DeVonte is at Not Funny Vonte.
Yes, sir. NOTFUNNY.
You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to spoil the surprise. They're supposed to like.
They're supposed to
They're
come
supposed
see
to
that
see
you're not
you
funny.
and
They
realize
don't
you're not
need- you don't
funny.
need
You
to tell them
can't-
up
you don't tell
front.
them right up front.
Nah, that's great. I love
I'm a
it.
pretty honest guy. I just like to
I'm
lay
not
it
into
all on the
that
table
false
up front.
advertising bullshit.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, you're very funny, and I'm really happy that you got your first show, and I'm really happy that you asked me to be on it.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
It's gonna
man.
be a lot of fun.
For sure.
Come see us. Come see Matt. He'll be there in the flesh. I'm gonna bring him with, and we'll let people slap his belly afterwards.
It's not going to be a thing that happens. No people will slap my belly.
I-
If anyone tries to touch me,
Guys,
they're going to
We're
get forearm
currently
shivered
in
right in the
negotiations.
throat.
if you
for slapping
want to
Matt's belly.
slap Matt's belly, you
not
tell
happening.
me, and I'll make it happen.
I
I
also
promise.
object to this
happen.
as well.
Thank you.
And we're gonna
I
see Mike
appreciate your
Ender's
support.
penis and know for a fact if he can be called young. and
We
girthy.
are working on Mike Ender's penis / Matt belly
No.
slapping segment
Yeah.
during the roast. Come
We're
see it live.
Actually,
and
if you let us
direct.
put it in the show, we'll shoot a cannonball into Matt's stomach.
There, see,
It's not a thing that's going to happen.
you never know what's going to happen on the 18th, guys.
You never know. Come to Not Your Mama's Christmas Roast. Thank you guys for watching our first live Meat Sweats, and
Thanks for having us, guys. We're honored to be here.
fucking do all the stuff. Smash the bell.
Meat sweats, motherfucking meat sweats, meat sweats.